Some people think that salvation is all about the years they have stayed there. You will find them bragging that, me, I received Christ 30 years ago. I was born again in 1970s, so there's nothing you can tell me. I want to shock you. Salvation, the parameter of measuring salvation is not about for how long you have been there or since when you received Christ. But the parameter of measuring salvation is the intensity of brightness you have reflected from Jesus, the light of the world. The same way the sun shines on a mirror, the mirror reflects that light in darkness. That is how it is too with the salvation. When you receive Christ, your life should tally with the life of Jesus. You should behave like Jesus. The reason why some people still masturbate, still watch pornography, still drink alcohol, and yet they receive Christ so many years ago is because the intensity of brightness they have reflected from Jesus is very low. The capacity of God they have is very low. And the time you spend in the secret place will determine the capacity of God you will carry, the intensity of light, of brightness you will reflect from Jesus. The more time you spend in the presence of God, the more time you will carry the capacity of God and be like God to people. The Bible says Moses was like a God before Pharaoh, and that is what should happen to us. Don't brag you are born again 10 years ago, and yet your life does not show Jesus in you. Someone can be born again today and overtake you in spiritual things. You'll get someone, he has received Christ, but things he does not reflect the life of Jesus in him. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1, it's Apostle Paul talking to us. Imitate me as I imitate Christ. This means that Paul was sure of what he was doing. He was behaving like Jesus. I want to ask you a question. How many of you can tell people, imitate me, because you know your ways is right before God? From today, just know the capacity of God or salvation is not about ears, but the lights you have reflected from Jesus. The Bible says in Matthew chapter 4, verse 15 to 16, the land of Zebulun, the land of Naphtali, on the road to the sea, on the other side of Jordan, Galilee, land of Gentiles, people who sat in darkness saw a great light. You can imagine people who were with Jesus for 30 years, but they knew Jesus as the son of carpenter. If you can measure the salvation in terms of years, do you want to say that people who were with Jesus for 30 years, they were not saved? And they were with Jesus, the Son of God, they were saved for 30 years, but they were still in darkness. But the moment they saw that light from Jesus, that's the time they were set free from the captivity of death. Stop bragging to people you received Christ so many years ago. No. Does your life represent Jesus in you? That's what you have in your phone. Being born again is not about worshiping, holding a microphone with 2 fingers, but it's your life. Your life should be the same to your message. Don't tell people you're born again and your life does not show you're born again.